Hello, lads and lasses. I'm your host, Stopping Music 21. In this video, I will be showing you how to play Transformers 2004 on the Steam Deck. I personally always call this game Transformers Armada the game for obvious reasons. In this video, I will be showing you how to set up the game, how to edit to Steam, how to make it look the best, and how to configure the controls to feel a bit better, in my personal opinion. I would greatly suggest using an external mouse and keyboard for most of this setup, but it is completely optional. I just suggest it. Also, huge credit to this person on Reddit. He gave me a great starting point to start tinkering with. So yeah, big shout out to them. Another thing I would like to mention is that since this will be emulated, I mean it is a PlayStation 2 game, that it might be a bit finicky sometimes. This game is notoriously hard to emulate without proper tinkering, and it will not run perfectly. That's just, I haven't figured that out. But it's very much playable, barely any problems, and it looks better than the original PlayStation version, in my personal opinion. I would also like to mention that if you have EmuDeck installed, um, you might still want to run along and follow this guide because the PlayStation 2 emulation on EmuDeck works apparently a bit differently than the way I'm going to set it up now, and as per my testing, it runs worse on there. So just follow along. I will show you some shortcuts through this guide if you have EmuDeck installed, but yeah, just heads up for that. Transformers Armada the game is basically a mix between Transformers and Mario 64 with a lot of collectibles, big open worlds, and in my opinion, fun and hard bosses. So without further ado, let's get into the guide, shall we? All links for this guide will be linked in my Discord, so there will be an invite in the comments down below. So yeah, what will you need to play this game? Well, obviously, you will need the game. It specifically needs to be the European version because, apparently there are differences. And you will also need the BIOS files for the PlayStation 2. Now, for legal reasons, I will not be showing you the names or whatever for the PlayStation 2 BIOS files in this video, but I will link cheat sheets for the BIOS files in my Discord, and maybe a place you can download them. Now then, where do you put these files? You can basically put them anywhere, but for simplicity, this is what I'd suggest you do. Right-click, create new folder, and then call it something along the lines of Transformers Armada. Armada, and then just put both the BIOS folder and the game file into that folder. What I personally like doing is having all the external games on my SD card. So what I'm going to do is click it, right click, cut, then go here, then go to I made a folder called non-Steam games. And then I'm just going to right click and paste one folder. Just wait for it to copy. Or move, I mean. And there we go. It's now on my SD card. I would like to repeat, you do not have to do it this way. Just have it so you have both the BIOS somewhere you can find, and the game file somewhere you can find easily. If you have EmuDeck installed, you can use the BIOS folder you have with EmuDeck. That does not matter. This is just a way of showing it in a simple way that people can understand. So what you're then gonna want to do is go to the Discovery Store and install the program called PCX2. What this program is a PS2 emulator. So just press install and wait for it to be installed. Oh look, it's installed. Great. Now, for the people who have emudeck installed, this is a separate version of BCSX2 than the one that comes with emudeck. So please keep the game separate from your other PS2 ROMs and make sure you use this one when doing the setup, because this one just works better with this specific game. Why, I don't know, but it just does for some reason. What you're then going to want to do is, of course, launch it. Then you're going to see this pop up. Just press next. You can disable this, but it doesn't really matter. Now, BIOS image. You're going to want to press browse and then search where you have where you have the BIOS folder. For me, and for this current setup, it will be my SD card, then go to non-store games, and then Transformers Armada, and then press the BIOS folder. What you can also do, if you have emudeck installed, is go into your emudeck folder and press this BIOS folder. That doesn't matter. Just keep the game itself separate from your other ROMs. For this guide, we will be continuing this way though. So just press BIOS and press OK. This is something I'll have to blur, but this is basically a list of the BIOS folders. You should only need the European one, but yeah, I have them all, so it doesn't really matter. Just press any BIOS from the European list and press next. Now, what you then are gonna do is add game directory. Once again, we're going to go to the SD card if you're following along, or just go to wherever you have the ROM installed. Non-store games, Armada, and this is where we have the game. So just press that and press OK. Scan, doesn't matter, I just say no, and press next. Now, controller. Yeah, just press automatic mapping for the SDL0 Steam Deck controller. And press next. And press finish. And there we go, we're now in the emulator. Now we're gonna make sure that this is in the right, what's it called? In the right system language. So we're gonna press system and press start BIOS. This basically starts as digital PlayStation 2. Well, if this is in English, then you're fine. If not, follow along. Press down on the D-pad and press A for system configuration. Then press the following amount of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be languages. Then just press A again and use left and right on the D-pad to select the right language you want to play with. I prefer it in English, so that's what I'm going to be using. Press that, then press Y, sorry, I mean B to go back, and then that will be that setup, I guess. If you have an external mouse and keyboards, just press the X and press yes. If you do not, just use the touchscreen. What we're gonna want to do is open the emulator again. BC. The one with this icon will be the one that we've installed here, not the app image. If you have emudeck, don't use this one, use this one. Now we're going to have to tinker with some settings. Now, time to fiddle with some settings. Right-click the game and press properties. What you're then gonna want to do is go to emulation, go to EE cycle, put that to 300%, then go to EE cycle skipping, put that to moderate underclocking, and enable multi-threaded, enable thread pinning, and host file system. After that, go to graphics, put the aspect ratio to widescreen, put the binaural filtering to smooth, and then finally adjust these pixels. All of these will be 3, because for some reason, if you don't, there will be a weird graphical glitch on the right side. Then also enable anti-blur and integral scaling. Then we're gonna go to rendering. Internal resolution you should put to 720. Then texture filtering should be put to forced. Then set the blending accuracy to minimum and enable MIP mapping. Then go to texture replacement. Go to post-processing and enable FXAA. Finally, go to OSD and put both of these to none. Then finally, we're going to go to this one and press Start Full Screen, render to separate window, and hide main window when running. Then press Close, and that should be all the settings we can do in here. Now to add the game to Steam, right-click the game, click Create Game Shortcut, and press OK. Now go to the location you have the game stored. For me, this will be microSD card, non-Steam games, and then Transformers Armada. Be sure to go into it like this by double pressing it, and then press save. And then if we're gonna go to that file, non-store games, Armada, you will now see a shortcut. Right-click this shortcut and add it to Steam. And that's basically all the setup we can do in this. You shouldn't see that pop up. That's I don't know why I did that, but this is all the setup we can do. If we go to Steam now, you will now see Transformers. There it is. For me, what I'm just gonna do is press the cog, properties, and rename it to Transformers Armada. Enter. And press that, and that's it. I will now be switching to gaming mode, so I'll see you guys in there. Hello, welcome to gaming mode. So the next thing we're going to want to do is go to library, and then on Transformers Armada. Now, here is an optional thing you can do, that I greatly recommend it, is edit the controls a bit, because the stock controls are not the best in my opinion. So edit layout. First, go to joystick. What you're gonna want to do is go to the left joystick, and instead of having this as the left stick, I'd suggest editing it to the Y button. The Y button is the way you transform, so just like in War of Cybertron, you can now transform into your vehicle mode with the left stick. Then what I suggest you do is go to the triggers, turn off analog for both of them, and then add command, gamepad. This is the right trigger, so this will be the right bumper. Same for this one. And then for the left trigger, do the same with the bumper. So this will be left bumper, and this will also be left bumper. And finally, go to the bumpers, and these will be our triggers. So that will be our left trigger, and this will be our right trigger. The reason we do this is because normally the main shooting thing will be the bumper. I don't like that, and that also means you have to put gas in or go forward or go fast with the right bumper. I just prefer having that on my triggers, so I swap them. Now then, now that we've done this, we will go to in-game. And you will also see some issues in-game has. So this will pop up, that's fine. Give it a second. Transformers, yeah. And you will see, hey, it doesn't fully fit the window. I will show you how to fix this in a bit. For now, I will just skip to when I'm in-game, because that's better. Also, for this, always select 60 Hz, that gives you more FPS. That's why we chose the European version. So just press that and yeah, I'll see you in the actual game. Hey look, we're in-game. So first of all, when you load into the game, the first thing I would suggest you change is the god-awful thing that they did, because for some reason they inverted the sensitivity. Just put that back. And vibrations off. I just prefer it because it's kind of heavy on the vibration. And press the A button and resume. But you will still see, it's in a quite small square. So what are we going to do about that? So what we're going to do is press the 3-button thing on our Steam Deck, and this will pop up. Then go to the Performance tab, press Per Game Profile so it's ticked on, and then we're going to have some settings. So what you're going to want to do is, first of all, put the frame rate limit to 60 FPS. Then allow tearing. Put manual GPU clock to 1600 megahertz. Then scaling mode, you should put to fill. This will fill the screen. And then, without scratching it, and then scaling filter, you should put to sharp. If you can probably see the difference instantly, so I'm just going to walk to this rock. No, I need to be positioned right. Sharp. You can see how blurry it gets without this. It gets a bit blurrier. Also put sharpness to 5. And that's basically all you need to do for this. You will trigger with you will jump with the left trigger, which is not ideal in my opinion. But hey, it's a PS2 game. What more can you expect? I will now just be showing you a bit of gameplay so you know what you can expect. Jump. Now, as you can see, sometimes there will be some weird glitches or whatever. That's just something that will happen. Just don't worry about it. Also, audio is off because different device, and I kind of forgot to switch it, unfortunately. So yeah, something you can also do for a bit better battery life is TDP limit to 12 or 11. It doesn't really matter. When you save, you will get this, just press yes. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Now, as you can probably tell, this game does not run perfectly, but it runs pretty consistently most of the time. The way I like to play this game is a driving psychopath. Give me a second. I like just driving into a bunch of enemies. Come on. There we go. Die. If you're experiencing a lag spike, just move a bit further, and most of the time it will just stop. It's just some specific tiles, I think. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the entire guide I can give you. I thank you for watching. I hope this guide worked for you. And if you feel like tinkering yourself, I implore you, do so. And I died. I implore you to do so. If you find better settings, do let me know. I will update settings in the channel. I will post pictures of that once I've tested them, of course. And yeah, that has been this guide. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.